I think it's like.
Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, with it being Tuesday, I hope you're all aggressively attacking this week, moving that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, or just trying to overcome hardship. So I hope you've all had a good start to the week. If not, the week's not over. As long as you got breath in your lungs, you've got a chance on that as well. You know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, depending on who you are and wherever else you obviously are in this earth and whatnot. Hope you've all got your health in all aspects of the word, you know, physically, mentally, and all of those good things. Extend that to your loved ones. And yeah, people, obviously, international break, at least where England's concerned, is finally done. Big up to everyone who was on my Twitch, because we spoke about that and a couple of other things at 10 a.m. Also, people, 1 p.m. over on Twitch. I know he hasn't replied yet, but we did agree it yesterday. James Redmond, he's having a busy schedule. He's found time to review Arsenal or preview Arsenal versus Liverpool with me. So on Twitch from 1 p.m. we'll be doing that. Any questions, talking points, all of those sort of things, make sure you've stored them and you get them in, people. So yeah, it's been an intense day. Now, where this live stream is concerned, obviously we've seen a couple of Highlanders play well for England yesterday. Smith-Rowe obviously badding it up, SAKA badding it up, Ramsdale clean sheet. It's all happy days. Hopefully no one's got no aches and pains and knocks. And you know, you're always a bit concerned when you're seeing SAKA playing significant minutes for England, and you're obviously for Smith-Rowe. And I think SAKA's got that's his third consecutive goal in his third consecutive start for England. Should have 2 goals, you know. Credit the first goal. I'm being shameless, but of course, Saka had a good game. Obviously, respectfully to San Marino, I don't want to read too much into it. We're playing a bunch of part-timers. It is going to happen. You could see, you know, Saka was doing his best impressions of Lionel Messi, you know, cutting in and cutting out. Him and Smith-Rowe trying to find each other at any given occasion. Obviously, Saka is involved in it, at least 3 of the first 4 goals. You know, he's obviously had a hand in the own goal. He's obviously put a cross in that's led to the penalty, and he's done quite well. Smith-Rowe's got a goal to match his assist, so it was happy days. And for Smith-Rowe, it shows how much things can change in a year. You know, in a year, he's been given Arsenal's number 10, one of the first names on the team sheet, deserved. You know, no one's given these things to him. Same goes for the England camp. You know, Southgate has got to see what you're like up close and in training. I wouldn't say you've pulled up any trees, but, you know, you did your thing really and truly. You scored and got an assist. You slotted in well. You know, you've shown you can be an option off that left centrally and be there. I think a lot needs to happen for Smith-Rowe to probably go to the World Cup, but it's a good look. And I'm happy for Ramsdale, because I think the England number 1 spot, credit where due, Pickford hasn't let down the nation of recent, but I think it should be an open spot. Everywhere else seems to be openly contested, give or take, apart from Harry Kane with the striker position. I know he's forgot his goal scoring boots at Spurs, but he's got 2 hat-tricks in 2 games and he's just moving mad, and we've had a good goal scoring year. I think not just Ramsdale, but it should be an open debate for who becomes the number 1. Now, Pickford is going to remain the number 1. I don't think too many people are going to get opportunities to dislodge him. I think Southgate does like Pope. I think it's not that he doesn't like Ramsdale. I think Ramsdale's gone up a lot in his estimation. He's obviously a big fan of Sam Johnson, and obviously Pickford's his guy. So you can only play what's in front of you. Ramsdale did have 2 saves to make, and he made them. He kept his clean sheet. Saka and Smith-Rowe obviously do the business, and we go from strength to strength, and slowly but surely Arsenal are taking over the England squad yet again, people. And when you look at some of the statistics, you know, because again, there's never not an opportunity to run some propaganda. Well, I guess my phone's not an Arsenal fan, because it's not even letting me click on it. But yeah, apparently Ramsdale became the 7th Arsenal goalkeeper to play for England, and the first since David Seaman did such against Macedonia in October 2002. No club side has had more different keepers represent the Three Lions than Arsenal. We're on 7 and we're levels with West Brom, so we just need someone else to come through and whatnot, people. Following the debuts of Conor Gallagher and Ramsdale, people, Southgate's actually handed 50 debuts at senior level for England players, people. That's the first. He's the first to do so since Bobby Robson with 64. Smith-Rowe is England's 18th different goal scorer in 2021, and you know that's a good thing for him to have. He's also the first England player to score on his first start for England while playing his club football at Arsenal since Paul Merson did so against Czechoslovakia in March 1992, 4 years before. I'm bugging out, about 4 years, 3 years before I was born. So one love to him. Obviously, where's this other article for the Smith-Rowe and Saka propaganda, people? Apparently, well, that's nothing to do with Smith-Rowe. Apparently, Saka's header late on in the game to seal England's 10th goal in the evening ensured the Hayland Academy graduate became the youngest player to score in 3 consecutive starts since May 1939. Before I was born, definitely before Bukayo Saka was born. And it is what it is. The young lads are going from strength to strength, people. Really, and he's even, you know, and it was nice to see all the Haylanders do well. You know, Harry Kane's breaking statistics, you know, fantastic moment for the Arsenal Academy. You have Harry Kane doing what he's doing, Saka and Smith-Rowe. It was crazy. You know, I was seeing the Hayland fibers start to come out in Harry Kane. He was trying his best to do the little techie link-up play with Smith-Rowe and Saka. Trying to scroll down and see what the unfortunate Spurs captain has had to say. He said on Smith-Rowe, he's had a fantastic season so far. Great from him to play and get the goal today. He's got the quality. He's got the quality. The quality is there for sure. He just needs to keep working, keep his head down, and I'm sure he's got a good future. Which, fair play, credit where due. Southgate has said, I thought Emil all week with us has really given a good account from us. His tight control was excellent. He was inventive, with his play. He's got to continue what he's doing, and that's that. It's down to him, innit? It's just down to him. If he wants it, it's there. Keep developing. Keep performing like you've always got a point to prove. Keep your, you know, forgive yourself if you've had a bad game, but also look for areas of development, you know, and keep doing what you're doing. Because Smith-Rowe, you're in the honeymoon period right now. Everybody loves you. Soon people are going to ask questions and you're going to have to deal with that. The same goes for Bukayo Saka. Smith-Rowe has actually spoken about, he said, I'm buzzing to, buzz is definitely not what he said. I'm buzzing to be honest, but the main focus was qualifying tonight and we're happy we've done that. And what an great end to the year for you, Smith-Rowe, man. Make sure you get that shirt framed up and whatnot. I think Bukayo crossed it and Tammy flicked it on and I shouted for him and it was a decent finish, to be fair, so I'll take it. And maybe we could see them sort of goals there on a permanent basis if we did get Tammy Abraham from Chelsea. He said, it's a bit surreal, to be honest. It's a shame that my parents were unable to be here to see it. I'm sure they'll be proud. Don't worry, Smith-Rowe. There'll be many, many more opportunities. And the only thing that could have been better, like you said, is your parents being there. And I'd probably say scoring at Wembley, really, because we're away from home. Big up the traveling England fans. So yeah, he said, coming away, I've learned a lot and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to play. I'm just going to keep working hard and we'll see what happens. Saka and I have been so close for so long. We grew up together. We played together at Arsenal, at the academy at Arsenal. To see him play for England, I'm really proud of him and everyone at Arsenal as well. It was a pleasure to play with him for England tonight as well. And it was a pleasure to watch you lot. Hayland Demons. It's crazy. Certain youngsters at other clubs are chilling, eating jollof at home. My youngsters are out here helping the nation qualify. I'm here for it. Badding up part-timers so I can waffle on YouTube. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it, man. I'm here for it. So that's that, man. Enough with the England shouts and the England chat and all of those sort of things, people. I say enough. There isn't enough until I can find my Google Doc sheet so we can make a timestamp on such, people. So what's that? Let's say minute 00 to 9 minutes. You know. They just Saka Smith-Rowe just has to keep doing what he's doing. Just keep doing what you are doing, and everything will fall into place. You know, and again, everyone develops at different times because there was a time Smith-Rowe probably didn't necessarily look ready. Like it wasn't glaringly obvious at the time he got his emergence into Arsenal's first team that he's bursting at a chance. Certain people take longer than others. He needed to go on loan. He needed to develop a bit. Clearly, Saka's one of them young players. You know, the Sakas, the Greenwoods, the Fodens, they're born to play. Not that Smith-Rowe isn't. Smith-Rowe needed a bit. You know, everyone's going to develop at the same time. Not everyone is going to do what Saka and Smith-Rowe are doing at Arsenal's academy. Some men are going to be squad players and nothing more. Other players are going to be moved on. It is what it is, people. Hopefully we can keep developing and see what we're doing. And, you know, Gareth Southgate, you know, while I'm happy that you gave Ramsdale his debut, you played Smith-Rowe and Saka. Shout out to Tyrone Mings in that. But I can't lie to you, Mr. Benny Blanco should be there. I can't lie. I'm seeing you give out caps, you know, giving out caps like Westfield when they're giving out, they don't even do it anymore, but they give out them cut up cinnamon rolls and things like that. I think Ben White should be there, broski. Personally, I know what he said about Greenwood as well, and his parents. You spoke to them, but I can't lie, Greenwood should be there as well. Greenwood, Saka, Foden, Smith-Rowe, Mount, you know, all them other guys to go with the experienced players. You should be blooding them in, because Southgate, you've signing a new 2-year deal. It's not just about next year's World Cup or even the Euros in Germany in 2024. You know, you need to get Saka, Smith-Rowe, Greenwood, Foden, even Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott when they're doing their thing. You need to get a core of these boys playing together. Personally, I don't think the squad is going to be too different from the one that played at the Euros. Obviously, form plays a part and things like that, but I think Southgate puts a big emphasis on togetherness and things. And I do think the boys that have been kind of, what's the word or the phrase? The people have been involved in the majority of qualifying. I don't think much is going to change. Unless the form's been very poor, someone really forces a way in. I don't think a lot of people are going to get opportunities. I think it's more or less going to be the same squad from the Euros, beyond the obvious. I can't lie, Trippier, you look like you're in trouble if not Phil Foden, if Ben Chilwell keeps doing his thing and whatnot. Foden, joy to watch as well yesterday, by the way. Everyone was a joy to watch. Obviously, there's a golfing class and every England player is taking an extra touch, but Bellingham, cute touches. Foden, cute touches. Saka and Smith-Rowe, again, I'm spoiled. I see it every week at Arsenal. You know, Trent Alexander-Arnold, some lovely assists. Harry Kane, dribbling, you know, different sort of dribbling, but dribbling in it. I had to in it. So it is what it is. That's that where the England duty is concerned, people. Obviously, slightly serious. I say slightly serious, but I was planning on speaking about it first, but we started waffling about England. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Can we get to 100 likes, people? Unfortunate, you know, and you know, my heart goes out to the victims first and foremost. You know, this scumbag, which again, innocent until proven guilty. I give him that. I won't condemn him, but I don't think he's innocent. As you know, Benjamin Mendy is accused of 6 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. Apparently, Manchester City defender Benjamin Mendy has been charged with 2 further counts of rape, people, and he's been summoned to appear at Stockport Magistrates Court Wednesday, which is tomorrow. The 27-year-old is now he was facing 4, it's now 6. You know, obviously he's been suspended by his club. He's currently, you know, on remand in prison and things like that. Obviously, the charges relate to 4 different complaints over the age of 16. Complainants over the age of 16 and are alleged to have taken place between October of last year and August of this year, people. So yeah, as you know, things are gonna happen, and you know, if convicted, if he done that, then doesn't deserve to be alive, does he? Really and truly, you know, might as well take out his eyesight, and then it is what it is, man. Don't want to overhype him, but do you think Smith-Rowe has world-class potential, DG? I don't know. It's down to him, innit? I think, you know, I can't really see it, you know, really. I think he could be a top player, but I can only really, when I've seen someone like Mbappe, when I've seen a Pedri, when I've seen a Foden, these are the guys that I can, you know, that I would say that I think he could be a top player. Let him develop. It's only been a year, really, you know. And like I said, it's the honeymoon period. There's not an expectation on Smith-Rowe. It's growing towards it, but it's going to be very different if we sit here one day and say, Smith-Rowe, you need to get 10 goals, 10 assists minimum, all comps. You're number 10. Saka, you're number 7. You need to get this and that. If I'm real with you, they've been quality this season. Smith-Rowe's really, in the last month, I would say, really potential form is going up a different level. But if we're honest with ourselves, even when we've turned our form around, not too many spots in this team, people have grabbed the shirts and held on to them. Smith-Rowe, as I said, right now, cannot be dropped, if you get it. Gabriel cannot be dropped. Ramsdale's grabbed on. The minute he got that an opportunity to take that off Leno, he dragged that off his fellow keeper's neck, really and truly. I don't think that's always been the case. I think going into the Spurs game, you know, Smith-Rowe, Saka, Bearman could have been dropped. Xhaka shouldn't have probably come in. Man came into the team. They did it. Villa going into that game, people could have been dropped. You know, Leicester, people could have been dropped. We ain't been amazing. People have deserved to play, you know, and if the team was in another way and there wasn't so much of an expectation on these Haylen boys, there could be a reality, because they're living a movie, really. You know, you look at Saka, who's challenging him for, you know, number 7. There should always be that healthy target on your back. We know Saka doesn't get complacent and all these things, but there's no one challenging him. You know, at best you might get a Pepe here and there. You know, you might get a Pepe, doing bits and pieces here and there under Arteta, but he's not consistently challenging Saka. You know, I very much doubt, unless a miracle happens, that Arteta is sitting there Monday to yesterday or today, and he's thinking, boy, who am I going to play against Liverpool, boy? Is it Saka? Is it this? Or maybe I have to play Saka, so I'm going to drop Laka. Maybe I want Pepe and Saka to play, so what's going to happen with Aubameyang, Smith-Rowe, this, that? I want headaches for Arteta, you know, and I don't think anybody is giving him a headache. And don't get twisted, Saka and them man are living the movie. They're living a dream and they've earned it. Nobody's giving them anything. But it's not a free ride, but nobody's challenging them. And soon there's gonna become expectations on these young individuals, which there should be, you know. Saka, there definitely should be expectation. I personally have it, you know. I'm not expecting Saka to do movie stuff, but sometimes I'm like, yo, Saka, you should have scored there, should have got an assist there. If we're real with ourselves, Saka's kind of been off the pace a little bit. He's still affecting the game, but you know, expectation now. He's set levels in it. They're still developing. What I would like is a healthy place where we've got people that are as good as Saka and Smith-Rowe in our team and are a bit more consistent than them. And obviously, these young G's are still playing in that, but these other people are doing the business now. Don't get it twisted. If City never had the wealth of attacking players they had, I still back Phil Foden to do stuff, but they don't rely on Phil Foden. Sometimes he's played his way into the team, and that's nothing to do with him. They've got a stronger squad. That's more so damning on us, really and truly. And what I don't like is typically and still now are we've won, you know, we ain't lost in 10 games, but our form is correlated to if Smith-Rowe, Saka, and a couple of others turn up, you know, which on a you know, the last couple of games, everybody's been doing their thing. But this is what we've got to get out of now, in my opinion. So it is what it is in that regard. I think that could be another timestamp, innit? Level of expectation on Smith-Rowe / Saka. For me, Saka, the main thing is finishing, bro. You got to learn to finish. Yeah, you know, he shut me up against Watford. I was like, what was it, Watford? When we're commentating, I was like, Saka is quite poor with these corners. He ain't gonna take a good one today, is he? Because he was taking poor ones. He shut me up because I think it was headed home by someone. I need to see that a bit more. Cause I don't think anyone at our team can we look a threat from corners, so we're working on it, but can take a corner consistently. And Saka is good enough to score more goals. You see the way, fair enough, it's part-timers, but you see the way he's moving yesterday, you know, he's got something in him there, really and truly. So that's where that is. But soon there's going to be a level of expectation. You know, it's a honeymoon period, really and truly. You know, you're wearing the number 10 and the number 7, you know, well deserved, but big power, you know, big responsibility with them roles. And to be honest with you, you know, everyone needs to stand up to be counted, regardless of the number. Quick little disclaimer if you don't know what I'm getting at. Aubameyang versus Salah today. Well, I thought you would have said Aubameyang versus El Nene. Salah's good, but he's hardly the best Egyptian player in the Premier League. I'm joking. But Aubameyang versus Salah, I mean, they're preparing for the Liverpool clash, innit? Can we give Salah a dodgy lasagna? You know, put his belly out of work, out of action going into the game against us on Saturday? I don't know. We might need to, you know. Whatever chef it was that did Spurs dirty in the top 4 race a couple of years ago might be required. Aubameyang's not playing. He's injured. Don't say that, Jamie. When you say injury, do you mean the little white lie injury? And I want to skip this out because I want to go back, or is it a real injury thing? I can't see nothing online, and that's scaring me. We don't need any of that. Gabon have just confirmed. You got a link for that? I think Smith-Rowe should improve on his breaking line passes. He's really good at carrying the ball. Yeah, he could do it a lot more. Benny Blanco, hit the like button if you haven't. Benny Blanco should be in the England squad for these last 2 World Cup qualifying matches. Greenwood, Saka, Foden, Grealish are the future of England's national team. 2 further counts. People can ruin their posh lives because of lack of discipline, earning hundreds of pounds, and you throw all of that away. Big track record of women accusing footballers of rape, innocent until proven guilty, but doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. I mean, you could say innocent proven guilty, but I'm pretty sure there's an even bigger list of women that have accused people of raping them, and they have done it, and it's not been convicted. This country protects rapists. Even when there's evidence, that DNA and all them things, do you know how difficult it is to get a conviction? So again, I'm not saying you should take sides, but I do think that's Jermaine, that's a dim way of looking at it. How many times have people, whether they're footballers, more so politicians and all of these lot, abuse their power? So innocent until proven guilty, but I mean, 6 counts now. You did that shit. Big up yourself. Blenny Banco should be there. Shameless stat padding. There's never not an opportunity to run some propaganda. DG, the king of quotable strikes again. Of course, man. Never a time. I've definitely got shame. Not when it comes to the Halen crazy players. Are you mad? EG, I think Eddie should be sold with a clause. I think our hands are kind of tied. We're just going to need to get our money in January for him. We're just going to have to get something in. It shouldn't have been in this position. You know, really need to be a bit more proactive. And that's for Edu to get a move on. Like you look at the 2023 scenarios. Are you going to do a thing now where it looks great with Maitland-Niles? You get him to sign a new deal. If things go a bit pear-shaped, he could be sold on. And we're not next summer. If it's moving pear-shaped, we're going to be in the same situation with Eddie like we was last year. Year to run, could bust out. Do you sign him to a new deal now? The 2024 contracts, I'm pretty sure that's Saliba, that's SAKA, that's Martinelli. These are guys that are the futures of the club in the next 18 months. Are you sitting there and saying, yo, Saliba, we need to sit down and grab a new deal, or Martinelli, we need to do this? Not that he would sign one right now. SAKA, we need to do this, who probably should be signing one anyway. So it's again that proactive thing. Let's eradicate problems before they become problems. Don't wait to the last 6 months of someone's deal and go, oh my God, oh, what we gonna do? What's gonna happen? You know, I know ultimately we ran it to the wire with Kiddo, Taylor Hart, Balogun, and Saka, and we got over the line and got all of them new deals. But how many times have we effed it? Love for that, Jamie. Jamie's added me in this thing, and I can share it for you lot. Again, Google Translate isn't going to be healthy, but Aubameyang, something madness could have happened. Egypt versus Gabon, a turnover on the road to Cannes. The absences of Kwanga and Aubameyang, the two holders of Franceville against Libya, absent this afternoon against the Pharaohs, should not worry too much. Patrice Neverin is, again, Google Translate is not helping us at all, people. But again, it hasn't helped me discover if Aubameyang's injury is serious, if it's a precaution, if it's a minor knock. But nonetheless, he seems to have picked up something there in it, people. Love for doing that, Jamie, as well. Don't forget to like the stream. Do you think Wenger would ever return to the Emirates Sunday? In what capacity? In terms of working for the club? Maybe as an ambassador or something like that. I don't think we'll see Wenger step into the boardroom or the director or anything. Right now, you can't even get Wenger to return to the Emirates to watch a game. Such is the raw emotions. I respect everyone's opinion, but defo was very suspect comment, Kels. I mean, let's not do the criticize. Let's allow it, man. Everyone's allowed an opinion. We don't need to get personal in the chat, guys. Come on, man. That's not what we do here. I don't agree with the comment because maybe I see it a lot from the women's side of you because I've got personal tales where I've seen women being raped. Nothing, well, not seen it happen. Look, I couldn't sit there and watch it, but victims of such, and they talk about it. You know, they're almost questioned. They're almost prosecuted themselves. Really, of course, there's people who lie about it. Of course, there's people who are innocent, but there's even more bigger rates of people not convicted. Do you know how brazen it is to do that to someone? You know, it's all a power thing. It's weird as hell to me because I mean, I don't know how you'd want to do that if someone don't want it, but it's not common sense, in it. But we've spoken about that, man. You know, may every victim of such high crime, you know, find the confidence to live their life again, and may every person who's ever done that burn in hell. You know, and before they burn in hell, that death is too easy, boy. You gotta do a mazza to them, but it is what it is. Big up the Ugandans checking in as well, man. Lovely comments coming, people. If only we could give Pepe's left foot to Saka. True. You know what? Give Saka, if we could give a percentage of Saka's brain to Pepe, we might have a decent player there, you know, as well. I can't even lie. Keep your opinions and whatnot coming, people. Very appreciative of it. Please make sure you are also hitting the like button and you're subscribing on Twitch as well, because at 1 p.m. I'm going to have James Redmond. We'll talk Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool, better yet, as I keep saying. What else should we get into? Just before we crack on to this Nketiah stuff. Every time Oba goes Gabon, something happens. I mean, it's the age-old international period, isn't it? Please let me know if you lot would take Renato Sanches. I always ask that because it diversifies opinion. Everyone's got different things that they're saying, people. So let me know if you would take him. Personally, I would be very open to taking Renato because I like him a lot. I think when you see how he acts off the field, I think he'll fit in well. He seems fairly outgoing. I know Lacazette and Aubameyang ain't going to be here forever, but he seems like he's wavy with it. Obviously, we've worked with Leo before. They know how we operate, how we can structure deals and the rest of it. Midfield bodies, we're down to our bare bones, really and truly. We haven't got much, and I'm quite desperate for midfielders. And to be honest, Renato's a bit different. Like I hear what people are saying. We've got Partey, we've got Lokonga. People want a Basuma, or the people like that. I hear it, but I just think we're having too many of the same midfielder. I think he's not expansive like that, but he's a bit different. He's a good ball carrier. I do think sometimes he's not always there for the whole 90 minutes. I think he had a really good season last year, and he's probably feeling a bit down because he never got a move. Think he did well in the Euros as well, did better than Bruno Fernandes. When they made that change and put, I believe it was Matinho and Renato in the midfield, and they put someone further forward and they dropped Bruno, Portugal looked better in the group stages. So I like Renato. There's obviously he's young and that as well. For me, last time he was in the Prem, people people forget that he was at Swansea, so that might give him the fire to want to be a success in the Prem. You can't have too many ball carriers in the team. You're right, if someone gets injured, but you're going to struggle to break down teams or do anything of note if you was to have Basuma, Lokonga, Partey, or any other third party to match the two we've got. It's not expansive enough. We don't have enough midfielders. Partey can pass the ball forward. It's not his priority. Lokonga and Ainsley can pass the ball forward. It's not their priority. It's not their primary job. And they if it was, they would struggle at that. As much as we need ball winners, how you hold on to the ball, how you create chances, how you dictate the tempo of a game is how you manage it as well. And I don't think we have that in our team. The only person that probably is a bit like that is Xhaka. And obviously Xhaka is a ticking time bomb. Realistically, it all depends. It all depends on the result, really. There's been times Xhaka's helped us. There's been times he's not. There's been times you look at the Palace and the Brighton games, people are saying we need Xhaka back. No one wants Xhaka back at this moment in time. So you've got players who can't really consistently play certain passes. Xhaka, who, people will gas up the one good pass, really, where it should be a minimum. I'm all for Renato Sanches. Hit the like button, 200 of you locked in. The biggest thing for me is desperation. That's why I would take Ox on loan. I would take some of these names because if we're not going to make anything else pop, I think we're in a dangerous position. By God's grace, Lokonga doesn't get suspended, injuries, etc. Same goes for everyone. The same goes for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. But if a madness happens to Partey from now till AFCON, in January, Partey is irrelevant for a few months anyways. But if anything happens from now till January, we're in trouble. We're left with Lokonga, who I rate a lot. Him and Ainsley ain't going to give you too much change together in midfield. Neither is Lokonga and Partey. We need to be able to play those pivots, but we don't have enough. We should be able to play a defensive trio, a defensive duo, and a 10. Different variations. I don't think we've got enough midfield technicians. Are we able to sign that in the summer? In January, I don't know. Hopefully we had targets, and for whatever reason, whether it was Xhaka staying or other variables, hopefully we're able to revisit things in Jan where you can do business, but nobody wants to sell players who are part of their team, and everyone wants you to pay at a premium. So I hope Edu and Arteta, when that window ended, they knew what they needed to do. Because if I'm real with us, people, for the last 5, 6, 7 years, we've known we've needed a midfielder. Since the summer Partey came in, we know we needed two, and the club twanged us by making the release clause active and things like that. We turned down Renato Sanches for 35 million allegedly when we had the opportunity, so I don't think we're going to revisit that, people. Apparently Renato is said to be open about the idea of joining Milan after a failed move to Arsenal didn't work out, and I can remember him and Gabriel, us fans, they were flirting with him coming to Arsenal on Instagram and that. Apparently Frank Nketiah looks like he's leaving for free. I wouldn't mind that at all if that could be a cut price thing in January, which isn't that really, And to be honest, AC Milan got a good project, but if Renato Sanches can sign for them, then we must have a chance, really. Let's type in Renato Sanches, Arsenal. So we had the chance to do it for 35 million euros last summer, and we didn't do it, people. I don't know why. That's around 20 odd money. I don't know if there was money to spend, but apparently, according to Sports Witness, this put Arsenal off. And apparently it now appears to be Arsenal's response to the French champions. However, he's pushing for a move in January. So if he's pushing, we could probably get some money knocked off. So I wouldn't be against signing Renato Sanches. Is this going to take me to the same article? I don't know. Arsenal made an attempt to sign Renato Sanches from Lille over the summer, although the Liga's asking price appeared to have put them off. So we couldn't do IOUs, really. I think 35, that's about 20 odd. I think that's a decent price, but I understand if they want to get it a bit cheaper. Apparently, Gunners wanted to bolster their squad over the summer. Pardon me, and knocked on the door of the French club who were asking for 35. And it appears Arsenal's response to that was no way. And, Renato himself is now looking for a way out as he has decided to turn the page, and in harmony with his agent, Jules Mendes, is looking around and already has his suitcases ready. So maybe, if we were interested, maybe we could do a loan with an option to buy, or, a loan, maybe give him back Pepe or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, people, really and truly. I don't know why he didn't get the move, despite it seeming like there was going to be a fire sale of sorts at Leo. If we're honest, that didn't quite happen, really and truly. So we'll have to see what happens. But what are you lot saying, man? Big up you for the super chat. Big up yourself from Australia. I think we can win against Liverpool 2.0s. Come on, boys. AFC Max, I appreciate you. Would have loved for the keeper in your display picture to stay being our second choice. I appreciate that fiver, my guy. Stay safe, and I appreciate you and everyone else that's locked in from Australia and surrounding regions, because again, it's stupid o'clock. Like, it's 2 minutes past 12 here. God knows what time it is there. I got my world clock. You lot are 10 hours in front in it or something like that. I don't know if you got the same time zone as Sydney, but it's probably, I appreciate that. Go to bed, my guy. It's 11 o'clock. This will be here uploaded by the time you wake up, broski, man. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate your support, man. So yeah, what else are you lot saying in relation to Renato? Renato isn't my first choice, but I'd definitely take him. I'd take Renato, but wouldn't pay over the odds for him. DG, he was a must buy in Jan for Arteta/Edu. I don't know about must buys, Jason, but they must bring in a midfielder, in my opinion. Central midfield, preferably a number 8. Need someone more consistent, says Stylish You. I think there's better options out there in midfield. I'd get Renato. He's matured since at Swansea. Plus, he was going to Wolves on loan last season. Why didn't it happen? Please, no Renato. Flatters to deceive. He'll frustrate us like Odegaard does. I wouldn't say Odegaard frustrates me, but I hear you lot. 100% on the Renato thing. I love the way he carries the ball. He's different from what y'all have. You can never have enough ball carriers in the team. Signing Renato is a no-brainer. Not sure why we're stalling. Arsenal will be Arsenal. Rather than bringing Renato, they'll sign Wilshere on a free. I'd take Sanchez, but I strictly loan with an option to buy to make sure he's matured from his last spell in the Prem. And to be honest with you, there might not be finances in January like that, so it might need to be that. So I'd say that. Thoughts on Frankie De Jong? Very good midfielder. Renato Sanches has one of the world injury records out of the top 4 leagues. No way. And I mean, that's another thing which could put me off someone. Again, I'm no physio, but obviously if someone's not fit, then they're not able to play. And joining mid-season at, he's 24, he's got there's a good base. But when you join a team mid-season, you're almost up against it already, which is why I think there needed to be some luxuries afforded to Odegaard, and I think that's why people needed to praise Bruno Fernandes a bit more. He'd have to adapt to the Prem, he'd have to adapt to how Arteta wants, he'd have to, all of those things. And obviously, if you're getting injured, it affects the amount that you're available for, which obviously is going to affect the potential you can play at. Because obviously, now you get injured, you're starting again. You could be at this level, you get injury, you're there, you're trying to get back up to this level. If you don't get up to this level, getting up to that level and stay there consistently, you might finally get up there and for 4 weeks you're fit, then you're injured, you're back down here, and the whole season is that. It's a bit like Loftus-Cheek, and it kills me for Loftus-Cheek, because if that man can stay fit like he's doing, you see the potential. But suddenly, when you're always injured, you can't play to your best level. When you pick up one injury, in terms of getting back fit, you start getting others. Again, I don't know if that's something to consider with Renato Sanches, but it is what it is. 53 appearances for Bayern Munich. 67 for Leo, and I think he's finally hitting maturity. I think he got that move to Bayern Munich way too early, and lo and behold, what happened there? I'm trying to find my man's injury record, because that's a good point and one that we could look at. Renato Sanches injury record. Let's look at his injury history. Is this it? Right, he's got a pretty big rap sheet in it. You're right. Still, this is they're deep. Like, how you? All right, cool people. I'm sorry. I know he's got injury issues, but how you including, bro? Man had a cold. How you including that into his injury thing, bro? Everyone gets a cold. Like, I can't lie. Find that one a bit deep. You can't include that. But obviously, he missed 58 days for Bayern Munich with a hamstring knock. Sadly, they're including he had a cold, which is harsh, man. But anyways, now again, that was a great comment by Modern Gooner Car. The rap sheet is mad. Now again, let's just look at, let's say from last season. Let's be a bit nice in it. From last season, that's a big rap sheet, people. I can't lie. I can't lie to you, man. I cannot lie. I have to get the calculator out. Let's get the calculator out quickly. Hit the like button if you haven't. So let's start from. I'll allow him for. It look like the rap sheet is mad in it. It's mad in it, but I'll allow him from 2020. You know, I'll allow him from 2020. So he missed 24 days there. He missed the next 24 days there. He missed the next 26 there. He missed 11 days there. He missed 9 days there. He missed 7 days there. He missed 47 there. That's 148 games missed, people. You know, in just from counting this up and last season till now, he's missed 148 days, you know. And obviously, again, you can count up all the games my man's missed. They're really and truly there, in it, people. So it's a madness what that's, you know. You got 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then so on. But you're touching in over 20 games, really. And again, if that's Arsenal, we're not in Europe, so that's the bulk of the season, really. And then obviously it looks quite bleak beyond that. But at the same time, he has been fit from September until November, so it's been 2 months. But boy, that's a fantastic point for Modern Gooner. And yeah, it's a loan thing. It's a loan with an option. It's a that one. It's a that one. It's a that one. I don't know about if it's one of the top 4 in the leagues and the rest of it in terms of his injury record, but from the last season, he's missed 148 days, people. And then obviously, if you start adding up over the years, it's a bit deep. But I'd say even if you just start adding from 2019, in the last 2 years, 18 months up until this point, it's peak, really. So boy, that would be the one thing that probably throws me off, and that's probably, yeah, man, loan thing. I'd still like him. I think he's got potential, but yeah, that I don't know for us, man. I don't know if Arteta wants Ox. I don't really want Ox back, but again, desperation. I'd rather somebody than nobody, with, you know, with an asterisk on that, because I do think we're going to be in a lot of trouble in January if we don't. From now to, we're playing a dangerous game in it. I hope everyone stays fit, but yeah. Ideally, Renato and Alwa, while shifting Eddie, Collar, and Reese, would be a top window for us. Reese is on loan. I don't think we'll move on to him. The fact Wolves were in deep negotiations for a loan tells me we definitely have a chance. To be fair, Wolves have that Portuguese link up, and you got to ask, you know, you got to ask yourself, why didn't they do the thing, man? I take Renato, but as long as we sign a number 8 as well, I would take Sanchez for 35 million euros in January, because if it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it, and go for a cheap option in midfield. Should be going for Aouar or Van der Beek. Love for the super chat. It's 11:08 p.m. Can I suggest Zachariah or Tyler Adams? Love for the super chat. Always love your stuff. I meant we can win 2-0 against Liverpool. Sorry, I hope we can win. I'll take a win, 2-0, 2-1. I'll take a point. I'll do a lot, man. Love for your super chat again. And out of Zachariah and Tyler Adams, I'd rather Zachariah. I don't really rate either too tough anymore, but I'm more of a Zachariah fan. I think Tyler Adams is steady Eddie. You know, again, on loan if we don't have any bodies, but it's a madness. I'd rather Nketiah than Renato, but it don't look like it's the thing. Last summer, Arsenal loaned 150k to spend 150k to spend during the transfer window. I'm sure they will not spend big this January, and we'll wait. To be fair, Edu did say, you know, maybe in other windows it will be 1 or 2 players rather than the wholesale changes. I've never heard a man missing 7 days with the common cold, though. To be fair to you, man, the cold can smash you up. From 2020, because why am I gonna go back to 2017, bro? Like, I can see it's been peak from him from 2017 till 19, but I'm looking at the last year. How fit, if we're gonna sign you, and together with Leo winning the title last year and whatever, I want to see how fit you, how present have you been in that Leo side in the last 2 years, 18 months. I mean, we can go back. Of course, his rap sheet is a madness, but yeah, Alicio is just as injury prone. boy, then that's it. Brozovic, he's been linked with Spurs, so that must be that. Yeah, I'd pass on Renato. Partey has already struggled with injuries. We need a ball player number 8 more than him. Anyways, Charles, you missed my super, bro. Take time, man. I appreciate that. I didn't miss nothing. I've spoken in it, my guy. Chill, my guy. Chill, chill. Go for Adelaide and Alwa. Leave the, I love Jeffrey and Adelaide, but that one there just needs to get left alone. Appreciate that. Chill, Max, man. Chill. Love for the super. That chill, bro. Chill, chill, chill. There's a lot of people here. We're talking about a lot of stuff. The world ain't revolving around one singular person. Just chill, 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 man. We got a good thing going here, man. I know it's late in Australia, but just chill, bro. So yeah, it's probably a pass for Renato. Maybe that's why Arsenal passed really and truly. So yeah, man, that's where Renato Sanches is concerned, sorry. Probably gonna be dead and buried, really and truly. Moving on away from that. We haven't spoken about Eddie Nketiah. Let me know what you would do with Eddie Nketiah. I think talk of signing a new deal with a buyback clause and the sell on, we're out of that now, innit? I think at best, let's just get a decent fee for him in January, put a sell on clause and maybe get a buyback clause, but I don't think Arsenal will do that. Get a decent sell-on clause. It is what it is. We should have signed him to a new deal time ago so we could control any variable, but it is what it is. If the man wants to leave, let him leave. I'm sorry, Eddie could go and be a great striker, but it's Eddie fucking Nketiah. It's not Thierry Henry. Let the man leave. You've got Balogun. Balogun might be levels. He might not be levels. Let's see. Have a real program with what you're doing there. And I'm keen to see with what we do with the strikers, because naturally, if Aubameyang's gone off to AFCON, if Aubameyang's gone off to AFCON, obviously we're gonna need to look about what we're doing in it. If he's gone off to AFCON, Lacazette, if an offer is placed in January for, I can't imagine, but for Lacazette, Arsenal have a decision to make. Do you let Lacazette leave on a free, or do you get some money? So let's just say Aubameyang goes AFCON, Lacazette is sold. Just for this example, what are we gonna do for the best part of a month? You have Martinelli, of course. You have Balogun, who probably should need to go out on loan. So if you've got Balogun out on loan, Eddie, Aubameyang out there playing in the AFCON. Eddie could be provided with chances, but Eddie allegedly wants to keep it moving, and that could be what gives Balogun opportunities, So it's going to be interesting to see what we're doing in January, really. And this is where we needed to be probably a bit proactive. Could we have loaned out Balogun for the first 6 months and then look to bring him back in January, according to what happens, really and truly? That could have given Eddie time, Are we even going to say, do you know what, Eddie, you can leave for free, we'll let you stay? I don't know Eddie's willingness to go abroad. If he goes abroad, Arsenal do not get any money. If he signs for a Premier League team, provided we've hit every variable, because he's under the age of 24, we will be entitled to compensation. Now, it can be pennies, like some people typically get, like potentially Fulham got for Harvey Elliott, where Liverpool are concerned. Liverpool got a very good deal for Danny Ings, and even a sell-on clause in that regard. And then you look at Nathan Ferguson from West Brom to Crystal Palace, they got fleeced. So it will go down to a tribunal. So just because we have a set fee of how much we've developed Eddie and what he's been doing and how long he's been in the first team, we might not get anything. So we have a decision to make. If the man wants to leave, let the man go. In it, we'll cope. We've got Martinelli now. You're gonna have to use Martinelli and Balogun. You're gonna have to use Lacazette. Lacazette becomes your number one. Martinelli and Balogun are waiting in the wings. Or do you even say, do you know what, Eddie, you're gone. Lacazette, you're the number one. Balogun, you're going out on loan. Eddie, you're gone. Aubameyang, whatever. Martinelli, it's you here, innit? And we do what we need to do there, which, again, I think you'll need 2 strikers, and it's a very political one, really. And if I'm Eddie, I'm not hanging on just because of what might happen with the senior strikers. In Lacazette's case, the end of the season. In Aubameyang's case, next season / he's gone for a month. The same goes for Balogun. If I'm Balogun, I'm pushing for a loan regardless. I know the manager might want to keep me around, but I need to go and get football. The same goes for Eddie. I'm sure Eddie wants to stay at Arsenal and make it here, but you can't just be a piece of cattle. When everybody's fit, are you near the first team? First time in a while I've seen Eddie Nketiah on the bench where Watford's concerned, or Arsenal's concerned, in the game against Watford. Eddie does clearly train well. Arteta is fond of him, but minutes are currency. If you rate me, play me, in it. Simple as that. And I'm not advocating for Eddie Nketiah to play. I'm just giving my examples. But for what it's worth, Eddie Nketiah tells Arsenal he wants to leave despite Mikel Arteta's last-ditch attempts to keep him, with the strikers deal expiring in summer and Crystal Palace interested. I mean, big up Ashley Cole, but that's irrelevant. Let the man go, Let the man go. Let him do the Ian Wright career in reverse. Go for me. South. Playing will be good. He's a South London man. I'm sure that's closer to home for him. Obviously, Crystal Palace a good club to be playing for. You can't play for Arsenal, but you can be managed by Vieira. There is a rebuild, especially with young players at Crystal Palace. If they're willing to spend the 10 million and just give us a sell-on clause, it is what it is. Indirectly, can we get a buyback clause or keep it moving? I can't blame Eddie because you should have done this years ago. Go and play. But I hate when ex-footballers talk about body language. Shut up, man. But anyways, Eddie Nketiah has informed Arsenal he wants to leave the club, ending their hopes of persuading him to stay. The striker is out of contract in the summer. Mikel is understood to have made a last-ditch attempts to convince him to remain at the club. And I mean, Arteta is a charmer. He clearly knows how to speak. But again, and I'm sure for a while, Eddie, on top of these young players being naive, anyways, these young players, they fall for it. For what it's worth, I'm not criticizing Arteta. I respect it. I wanted you to keep Balogun, so tell Balogun every white lie under the sun. Tell Eddie what he wants to hear. Arsenal will have bodies if people get injured or people go and play in international tournaments, or Arsenal can make money. But a promise is a comfort to a fool. I respect that from Arteta. Any manager's going to tell these young men anything you want to hear, and Eddie's falling for it. You need to look at the facts. Arteta can convince you as much as he wants you to stay. He's played you in the cup. You're clearly ahead of Balogun in the pecking order. You might get game time. But when everyone's fit, you're not playing. When Arsenal tried to turn their form around, you're not involved. The numbers and minutes don't lie. How many times was you on the bench? How many times have you played? How many Prem games have you played this season? How many have you played under Mikel Arteta? How much 90-minute football matches at 22 years of age have you played? How much 90-minute league appearances have you played as a striker? You're not going to develop too much there. The numbers don't lie. If I want Edu, and it's same with Balogun, we don't want our young player to leave. He might very well make it at Arsenal, which we hope for. Balogun might not. But I want them to be told every lie under the sun, realistically. It's now down. These boys are at ages where they need to force the issue themselves, and credit where due. Balogun seems ready. For a while, you seem to just be happy to be part of the first team and not really involved, but you're involved. Occasional cup game, the phone's ringing when it's the cup, when it's the league, the line's dead. Like, the phone's off, the charger don't work. You got them bug chargers from Bossman. It don't work for long. When it says, what's it say on Apple? Accessory not recognized or whatever. You turn 23 in May. You're still young as a striker, but bro, you can't tell. When has Eddie made 20 league appearances for Arsenal? Have you started 20 league times? You don't have a body of work. You've got a good, listen, Eddie's got great potential. He's got a good core. But but when you look past the fact that he's played for Arsenal, what has he got? You can't compare him to Brewster like some people have, because Brewster's gone to Swansea and done a thing. You can't compare him to Tammy. Tammy had a testing loan spell at Swansea, made a name for himself at Villa, at Bristol, and I'm sure there's a couple loans I'm forgetting. If he goes to Gladbach and these teams here, which, again, if I'm them guys, you get Eddie for a year, 2 years, 18 months, 3 years. You take him from being a free transfer. You sell him back to the Premier League for 20, 30 odd million, provided that happens. Bish, bash, bosh, there's a meal ticket there. For what it's worth, Eddie, it could be worth going Gladbach and them thing there. But I understand if he wants to go Palace. Obviously, if he cross borders, Arsenal get no compensation. If Palace were to be sneaky and agree a deal at the end of the season, we get some peas. Arsenal could agree a cut price deal for Nketiah in the January window, which represents their final chance to cash in for a sell. Why not, man? I'd rather play Project Martinelli through the middle, and Arteta's itching to play Odegaard or Smith-Rowe as a false nine again. So you can see it really and truly. You can have, again, Ian Wright, Alan Shearer, Michael Owen, they all rate Eddie. If I was a striker, I'm taking that in, but they can rate you as much as they want. You can have fantastic records at youth level and at England youth level, but the senior game is not there. You can't call this, respectfully, I like Eddie, so don't take this as criticism. You can't call a man fox in the box. He's not a fox in the box. Does his record look like a fox in the box, where the league's concerned? Bear man are top goal scorers in youth level. Balogun's done it, and I hope we learn the lessons from Balogun. J. Emmanuel Thomas used to do it. Atpom used to do it. Bear guys have done this thing. You just got to look at it. 22 years of age, you need to seize your future, and maybe the pennies finally dropped for the young man. You look at it. How many Premier League appearances have you made? You've made 38. When did he make his Arsenal debut? I don't know, but you've been in and around the first team for a couple of years now, maybe 3-4 years now. 38 appearances in total, 5 goals. There you have it. Championship, 3 goals in 17. Man's got 8 goals in over 40 touching 50 odd games in the senior game. I'm not criticizing him. These are the facts. If I'm a prospective club, I'm saying, oh, what? Arsenal striker available free transfer. Yeah. I'm looking at it. But when I break down the facts, bro, I can't let you lead my line if I'm trying to get out of the division, if I'm trying to get promotion, if I'm trying to stay in the league, if I'm trying to win titles. Bro, you're not a striker that's scoring goals and you're not known for your general play. Go out there and prove that you can do that. 15 goals for Arsenal in 67. That's decent. Not quite to the level of him at under 23s. You can't, that ain't Fox in the box. Lethal at 21's level. Gunman for Arsenal's youth. This ain't no Fox in the box. If this is a assassin, bro, you gotta go and get a refund because he ain't killing no one you want to dead. Like, they're still breathing. Respectfully. So yeah, it is what it is where Eddie's concerned. That's that. What else? What are you lot saying? I completely forgot you lot. Don't forget to hit the like button and whatnot. Oh, clearly boss man charger. We don't have 100 likes. Man, a boy in it. Arsenal might be the worst team, but you gotta ask yourself, Dennis, why are you here with feeble attempts to troll? Well, your girl's probably getting revved out by your co-worker. Come on, man. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. Should have taken that 20 million from West Ham last year. Trust should have done bare things, man. Arsenal reactive. Should have done bare things, but we're at where we're at. Just get some money in, Jan. Hold it in it. Like, that's it. That's all we can hope for to do. We're in no we have no power, really and truly. Tells Arteta. Informs Arteta. Let's try some different words. He wants to leave. Make sure you're voting on the poll, people. Make sure you've obviously opened up another tab. You're setting your reminders at 1 p.m. I'm going to go live with James Redmond. Has he replied yet? All right, cool. He has. Sound, bro. My Liverpudlian guy is getting concerned still. But yeah, 1 p.m. Everything's cushy. We go again. What else is going on? Ramsdale's loving his debut, innit? Barca allegedly want Karim Adeyemi. Everyone but us. I mean, on making his debut, Ramsdale said, "A night I've been dreaming of for a long time. It doesn't matter who we played or what the score was. It was a special day for myself, my family. Over the next few days, I will probably digest and look back on one of the proudest moments of my life." And people forget Ramsdale's only 23. I know he don't look it. He looks like he's got about 3 kids and 2 mortgages and a couple divorces and that. But yeah, man, is what it is. Big up to him. He's also said it's been my goal every time there's been games coming up. So as you get that first taste, you want it even more. But between now and Qatar, there's a lot of football to be played. So as long as I continue my form with Arsenal, I'm sure I can put something in the manager's mind. On 3 Arsenal players starting, it's really nice evening for us 3 lads and the whole football club. As a football club, we're making strides and we're delivered on the international stage tonight. I couldn't be more proud of those 2. We couldn't be more proud of all 3 of you, man. You're doing what you need to do and get your head down, and you might be involved in a World Cup, people. And obviously, Ben White, get your head down. You deserve to be back in that team in it anyways. So it is what it is. Eddie Nketiah up there about taking Ndombele from Tottenham, living a movie. Bit harsh on Nketiah, man. Bit harsh. Wouldn't say he's shit. Definitely not. How's your day? My day's been going good, man. Obviously, this is the second of 3 live streams, people. Make sure you're here for the next one. I mean, it's a pleasure to be here each and every time with you guys. Again, it could be better, it could be worse. We've got 105 likes. God bless everyone who's hit that like button. Unexpected high bills due if you have not hit that like button. So do the right thing, people, and hit the like button. Really. Morning, DG. Hope you're well. Good take on Eddie. He has all the leverage in this situation. Arsenal may need to take the L and move on. Best wishes to Eddie as he launches his career elsewhere. And it is, for Eddie, it's in its best. And obviously, if we read between the lines for everyone connected with the Eddie thing, who are the agents? Eddie's agent is the same as Balogun. Now, it's coincidental that they're both strikers, but naturally, see. Now, if your agent didn't do this and didn't know, you're going to say, are you really a good agent? But are you going to really there could have been a world where Eddie and Balogun both signed a new deal this summer, which really we should have been a bit smarter with either. Maybe, in that regard. But are you going to make young Balogun, who's the younger striker, are you going to make him sign a new deal, committing his future to Arsenal, where there's interest from championship clubs and whatever, if you don't know how the club see him in relation to a pathway, not talking necessarily definitive steps, but a pathway, or what's going on with the striking situation? The same goes for Eddie. Would you obviously you get a signing on fee and all of these sort of things when he signs, but it doesn't make sense really. Are you going to commit one striker, sign a new deal without the other? Would you make both blindly sign a new deal? Because Arsenal have to be looking at strikers. It's not definitive. If you're Balogun, Eddie is ahead of you right now. Until Eddie leaves, or unless you get a chance, he is ahead of you. Aubameyang and Lacazette, their futures are speculative, but they're still here. And then you've got other little bits and pieces. So it didn't really make sense. When did the agent say, you know what, Balogun, you're going to sign a deal? Nketiah, this is something, sit on your hands. Keep working hard. We're trying to get a move. He could have went to Palace. It broke down due to personal terms, or he probably would be a Palace player. We wouldn't be talking about this. Maybe it would have been Balogun scoring in the cup and doing all of these things. It's a bit of a shame not to lose Eddie, but it's a shame because I'm really starting to see an improvement in Eddie's game. It's not glaring, but I'm seeing better general play, better variety of movement, sometimes coming short, sometimes going long, physically looking like he's ready to pressure defenders a bit better. I'm seeing a tiny bit more different hunger in him, like he don't look happy to just be part of things. It seems like the penny's dropped, and it generally seems a lot of these things happen whenever we're finally over the line. How can you like if you're watching it on TV? I don't know, G. Can someone help? If no one can help, just to know you did try a thing, it means a lot, man. Big up yourself, TW. And obviously, real Gooner, I appreciate you lot. So yeah, it depends, man. It depends. All I hope is that we get our money, we keep it moving, because this club tried to, even that as well, the club tried to buy a striker last year. So all right, we're not going to buy a striker in January. I hope to be wrong, but I would hope we deal with what we need to deal with in midfield. We go heavy for a striker in the summer. It is what it is. Just accept it. Get your, try and, the Eddies. I don't think you should, as much as there's some of these players I don't rate, I don't think we can lose too many of the squad in January, as rubbish as some of them are. But obviously in Jan, if you can get something for Lacazette, I'm in two minds, because there's every reason to keep Lacazette and just let him run down his deal now. If you can get something, if a club turned around and said 15, 20 million, I'd probably take it. Really and truly, it's better than nothing. But I can understand if someone says, do you know what, it's probably going to we're probably going to do ourselves a disjustice if we're trying to fight for Europe without Lacazette. We need him in the squad and we need the option of being able to play him. So if you can get money for them, but, if you can move on Eddie, Laka, Kolasinac, El Nene, bare other players, if you can get fees, try. But I can't really see much happening, and I can't say I advocate for significant changes, man. I agree. I can see the improvement in Eddie, specifically his link-up play. Boy, so it is what it is. Smash the likes if you haven't done such already. So it is what it is. And Arteta can like him as much as he wants. If you're not playing him, that's that, innit? And I'm not critiquing him for not playing him. Eddie can't get ahead of Aubameyang or Lacazette. They're playing better than him. Obviously, if you're a 10 or a striker or a winger, you all indirectly affect each other, because suddenly if Smith-Rowe and Odegaard are playing out of this world, he's not going to play both of them in a midfield trio. So he's going to shoehorn Smith-Rowe out wide, which probably means it could be Aubameyang, but probably means no Laka starting. That obviously that has a ramification for Saka and Pepe and things like that. So it's an interesting one to look at, man. We'll have to see what happens, but yeah, man. Eddie's time here looks numbered, innit? Hopefully he can get a move, do his thing, continue his career. And to be fair, Haaland boy, I know he's ex-Chelsea, but Haaland boy, if he goes on to play Premier League football and make us money, that's what the academy's there for. Not everyone has to do what we hope Smith-Rowe and Saka do, in that they're here forever. Certain players can never play a first team game for us and go make profit. Certain players can be here for a couple of years and get to a point and then need to be moved on. Or certain people need to advance and do other things. Like Eddie, I think he's only 23. You can't write him off. But where Arsenal are right now, we probably need to free up that space and get a more experienced striker. It is what it is. He can leave with his head held high. To still be playing Premier League football. I don't think we're going to quite do what we did with Iwobi and fleece someone, but it is what it is where that's concerned, people. In my opinion, hit the like button if you haven't. Appreciative to all the comments. Make sure you're here on Twitch. Well, we're on YouTube, but you're subscribed on Twitch because we're going to preview Arsenal, Liverpool after this, and I need you lots of questions and whatnot. If you're on TV, bring your cursor up and then to the right 3 times after you click the thumbs up beside DG's Avi. England has a real chance of winning the World Cup in 2020. Let's hope so. The fact that they don't have keepers like Rob Green and James only solidifies their status as one of the favourites. Let's see, man. Let's see. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Let's get to winter 2020 before that. But saying that, did get to a European final of the last tournament, did as well obviously get to the semi-finals of the last World Cup as well. So might be some truth in what you're saying, but let's just let the chickens hatch first, in my opinion, and then get into all of that. I hear you though, I really do. Away from that, what else do we have that can be removed? We already spoke about Renato Sanches. What else is there? Raheem Sterling rumors, we all know that ain't happening. Vlahovic to Spurs, ouch. Is what it is, man. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? I'm just typing in Arsenal, seeing what's going on. Again, I hope the headline isn't just a sensationalized thing, because Tomiyasu names the 2 key attributes he wants to improve. I wouldn't say he's not confident, but I would say your nerves. Sometimes, for me, looking at it, it looks like your nerves are getting the best of you. And I would say just offering a bit more in the final third. Other than that, just keep doing what you're doing and obviously improving them. But anyways, Tomiyasu names 2 key attributes he wants to improve. Scrolling all the way down, folks. Tomiyasu has pinpointed 2 key areas of his game that he wants to improve on during his time at Arsenal. He has scrolling down, he has said, Mikel Arteta's football is very logical and rational, and one can understand most things. I like to express that style of play on the pitch, but there are still some areas in technical and decision-making that are still lacking. Fair play, you're only 22, bro. You and Ramsdale look way more older than 22, 23. So it is what it is. He said, to be able to express Arteta's style of football in training, I use my mind to process it while ingraining it within myself. Then in the match, I play confidently with a clear mind. With that cycle, I hope to be able to naturally display his style of football on the pitch. Arsenal is a wonderful club at the top level of the world, but where we are is not the world's highest goal. I like that from you, man. There is further and higher to go, and I think there are no limits to how high we can go from here. With this unchanging mindset, I plan to keep stepping forward on my path to the future. And I mean, I don't know what it is, but Tomiyasu better serious. I love it. I really do. I love that from Tomiyasu. And before we actually forget, let's actually make a timestamp of that as well before we get into it. Tomiyasu, oh gosh. Tomiyasu speaks. LOKONGA, WALCOTT on Arteta. So yeah, that's Tomiyasu. Let's go back into all of this. I see WALCOTT say something. Theo Walcott praises Mikel Arteta and claims the fear factor is coming back at Arsenal. Let's slow it down. It's been 10 games. I wouldn't say Arsenal have a fear factor. I would say we've got a bit more grit, determination. We look like we've got a bit more competencies with keeping clean sheets. We fight a bit more to win, but I wouldn't say fear factor. It takes years to get that. Individually, for players doing things at the highest level, collectively for doing things, you're not going to get there overnight, So I think we've got a long way to go before that. But then again, Theo Walcott was here when standards were mediocre, so I can't blame him for saying that. Saying that, I do feel Theo Walcott, to call him a flop and things, people chatting shit. But anyways, scrolling all the way down to see what Theo Walcott's doing. Maybe he's got plans of coaching and he wants to return to Arsenal. But he said, I like what he's doing, Mikel, particularly the young players. Obviously, Smith-Rowe made his debut the other night, which I'm a big fan of. I really am. He, Arteta, is started to mold into a really good manager. I feel like his man management skills are down to a T. Sorry, I've seen how he was right at the start and how he is now. Again, similar to Steven Gerrard, his interviews, his presence on the sideline. I just feel like there's a fear factor coming back now, which is really nice to see. Highbury was the main place everyone feared going to. The Emirates was very difficult to have that same effect because we don't have a soul here. I'm starting to now feel like Arsenal are coming back to where we all want to see them, and Arsenal that are challenging is always going to be better for the league. Why aren't you saying we feel? This year, and I know he's got a job. He said, I know he's got a job elsewhere. He said, this year, I think we've got them in a couple weeks' time. After that game, I'm sure they're going to have a really good season. After that game. And I mean, Theo Walcott, last time he played against us, he tried to write us off still. So there might be something there. Sambi Lokonga has been called the new Yaya Toure. I like Lokonga. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's technically levels with Yaya Toure, never will be. But fair play, man. Big praise, and even if you have a percentage of his career, you've done well, really and truly, in my opinion. So let's see what's going on there. Apparently, Vincent Company has revealed that he labelled Arsenal midfielder Sambi Lokonga the new Yaya Toure earlier in his career, and the Anderlecht boss still backs his bold claim. As you know, he signed for 17.2 million. The 22-year-old has made 12 appearances across all comps, and he impressed on his calmness on the ball, but sometimes he gets picked apart for that. He said, as I was still at City, I was coming to a point where I was thinking about my future management, carry on, sign a new deal there. I was watching football from different countries and I saw Sambi play his first 2 matches for Anderlecht. Then he got a big knee injury. But the first thing I did when I saw Sambi was I went to Mikel and also Pep, but Mikel first, and I said, you've got to watch this guy. He's the new Yaya Toure. I don't think he quite carries a ball like Yaya Toure. Fair play. And anyway, nothing comes from it. He's got a cruciate ligament injury, and then I end up falling into the management job at Anderlecht. So I'm working with him now. I had the same conversations about him with Mikel. I still believe the same thing now, that he could be the new Toure. I'm not even sure I'm going to do him a favor now if I say this kind of stuff. No, you're not. You know what I like with Sambi, and it's rare in football. What Yaya did have is he wants the ball no matter what. Teams not doing well, give the ball to Sambi. Teams doing well, give the ball to Sambi. He'll never hide from his responsibility. I agree with that. He is brave. He has things to improve. If he remembers the conversations we've had, he knows exactly what he still has to work on. But at the same time, the only thing Yaya was also a finisher, and that's a very rare thing to have. And he was an extremely good ball carrier, and his positioning was spot on. And his man management. I think the only thing with Sambi, he drops his high standards, and he's still dealing with the cultural change in that you're not going to get a million years in possession. And I think he doesn't look over his shoulders enough. But the point is, you need players who are not afraid to have the ball when the going gets tough. Something he has. You as a centre back, your job stops at a certain point on the ball. You need to be able to give it to people who see the next pass, the next move, take responsibility, take people on, and put that tempo. When there's no tempo in the game anymore, for me, that's what Sambi has that makes him special. Oh, fair play, you know. Football's harsh. I don't think Sambi will ever be like Yaya Toure, because I think Yaya Toure is, he's underrated. There's nothing wrong with that. I think Sambi's going to have a great career, but do man know who Yaya Toure is? He was criminally underrated at Barcelona, especially when he's playing deeper. Came playing further forward at City. You'll never be like him. I'm not saying Yaya Lokonga won't be a great footballer. He will. He's got potential. But I'm bet my whole house that he will never be like Yaya Toure. I don't think he'll be anything like him. Do I see Lokonga scoring 10 goals and all of these things and being up there for goals? Probably not. A lot can happen, but I just think he's a completely different player. I don't quite, again, there's a lot of personality yet to be shown. I don't think he's quite a ball carrier like that. He spoke about playing 6s and 8s. He's clearly a 6, in my opinion. Things can happen. If you can turn into an 8, that's good, because I think we need 2. If you can turn into 1, we only need 1, but I can't see it. But saying that, with maturity, things can come. I do think there's a lot more to come. But the man, remember who Yaya Toure is. African legend, Premier League legend, footballing legend. Come on now. Like, that's big praise. He's got a long way to go before he's ever mentioned with someone that. And I think Yaya Toure, when it comes to this Prem thing, he gets his flowers every now and again. But they're too, he doesn't get, people forget how messed he was. Yaya was a complete midfielder. To get there, he's got a long way, man. Everything, bro. Everything. Yeah, I've said that. Lokonga's brave. And I'd rather brave footballers than pussy hoes. Probably our most solid right back since Sagna. Love the fact that he already is self-reflective. I mean, Bellerin was quite a ponderer, but he pondering nothing. No fault of Bellerin. He's simply a different person and player. But contrast Tommy's attitude and focus at this age versus Bellerin's night and day. It's a cultural thing, in my opinion. You just get the vibe that nothing to, I don't want to cross certain lines, but I just think it's a cultural thing. It's that Tomiyasu seems more serious with this thing, in my opinion. And I just see a lot of that Japanese mindset in Tomiyasu. And I think the only difference is he's a footballer. And I think, I listen to a lot of Japanese entrepreneurs and they seem very focused. And the way they speak, there's a, I don't know the word, but correlation. And I think Tomiyasu kind of reflects that. If Tammy was still in Chelsea, he won't be getting a call from Southgate. If any player really feels he's about that life, go somewhere and prove himself. I wouldn't even say Tammy's proved himself at Roma. He's on a bit of a barren drought. Did you see how they rigged the man of the match voting yesterday? Yeah, I did, man. Big up yourself, DG. Love the show. SBS, I love the fact that you love the show. I appreciate that, man. Without you lot, there's no point being here. So I appreciate comments like that. You think our to Arsenal still a possibility? Lucas, I hope so, but it's one of them where if it happens, it happens, bro. Yaya Toure bagged 20 goals in the league one season. No diss on Lokonga because I like him, but he could never do that. Trust. I want him to do it because we don't score goals in the midfield, but myth, bro. Big myth. Big like this. This is what I'm saying. Like, big up company, but it's not gonna help, bro. Man's not like Yaya Toure right now. Like, Yaya Toure's passing range is better. Forgetting Yaya, bro, both versions of Yaya Toure as well, Yaya Toure when he was just kind of, before he was the box-to-box thing at Barca, when he was literally just playing some defensive mid thing, where people weren't really rating his thing. Long way to go, and I welcome it, but let's let Tomiyasu be the first Tomiyasu. I mean, again, you would think, especially when it comes to something like rape, the Daily Mail could at least get things right. But at the same time, as well, I think they do that stuff on purpose. I think they get people, they do that on purpose, man. They purposely mess people up. Is Renato really what we need in your opinion? If he could stay fit, yeah, but there's clearly other targets I'd rather explore, man. So I don't know, man. Culture has clear effect. You know what it is? It just seems like Tomiyasu's more focused. Bellerin's on this sort of like, I don't know, man. He's just very relaxed. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just how I feel about it. It's obvious. It's on purpose, bro. It's on purpose because engagement and rage sells. How do you get engagement nowadays on social media? By chatting shit or doing nonsense. So I think they want that for the engagement, and they're just doing it on purpose, whether it's banter or whatever. Especially when it's quite shameful to just expect black people to look the same in general, anyways. But especially when someone's being accused of being a rapist, you would think you have a duty of care to make sure that you're putting the bloody person who's meant to and not someone else, man. Yaya is Yaya. No one is like him. To me, Sambi ain't Yaya level. Even as a youngster, when he was on trial with us, Sambi's more solid, but Yaya's better passing and better attacking at this age. Definitely, I agree with you. But Yaya Toure was definitely more solid than Sambi at that age, man. Let's let him do his thing, man. Let's let him do his thing. Yaya just needed a platform. And this is why these comparisons don't help. Smith-Rowe next this, Martinelli next that, Saka this, Gabriel that. I get it, but just let them man there play the football, man. Just let them play football. The debates will be said. The debates will be had at the time, man. That's why listen, I don't do all of that. He's going to be the next this and the other. There's only three players. There's about six players, I think, in the Arsenal first team are special players. There's about two, maybe three max that I think actually can be world-class footballers. But I'll never say it. And you'll never guess it. Gabriel's probably our best youngster in our best youngster, in my opinion. Bellerin looked like he was going places at one point. What happened to him? Injuries, complacency, lack of competition, lack of wanting to improve, I would say, from Bellerin, just looking at it from a fan, because you can't defend 1v1. You can't look at runners. you know, so you can do that. Overall regression is crazy, man. Like it's absolutely, you know, just everything really. Time letting you go past is crazy. Shout out to you, Lyndon. And it's like you said here, the thing is, people don't praise football. You know what? Individualism has left football with the stats and all this jazz. Like, people don't look, people judge people off the parameters of previous footballers. People don't take footballers for what they are, really and truly. And I think one example I might take people by surprise is Lukaku. Now, I'm not saying Lukaku can't improve and things like that, but people always, you know, I'm not saying there isn't question marks, but people always comparing him to guys that are like 5'8", 5'9". They're small, they're agile. Lukaku's not that. It's an NFL thing. It's a linebacker. Give him the ball into the channels, bully, score goals. That's what the man's about. That's him. You know, he can't physically, he can't change like that. But we're always judging a man on something he's not. And I do think sometimes, you know, it is healthy to say that and demand things, but there's always a next goal. We're always moving the goalposts with these players and always judging them according to what we might feel, rather than judging them on what they're about. Football's about no individuals are the same, as you lot said. So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Trust. Stranger. Oh, I hear it, Lyndon, man. Trust. EG, I see world class potential in Gabriel, but just let him do his thing now. Fair play. I don't know how he was comparing him. You know, yeah. In fact, to say what you said, the one thing he said is that they both show for the ball, and he said, to be fair, he did say, you know, you've got a long way. He's got a long way to go. So let's just let my man do. Let's just let him be the like Sambi Lokonga. Like, I'm sure it's an honor, especially as someone who's playing for Belgium but got African roots, to be mentioned in the same name as Yaya Toure. But my man is Sambi Lokonga. Let him do that. Like I said, if he does his thing and he develops, the conversation will have itself, really. And who doesn't want to see that, bro? If he can turn into Yaya Toure, do that, because we don't get goals in our midfield. We don't have a midfielder that's one of the best in the league and all them things there. I want all of that. So bring it, come. Bring it, come. If we was to sell Leno, who would you get in? Somebody homegrown, to be honest with you. Onana looks like he's going into Milan, to be fair with you. So I'd probably say somebody homegrown. Man said too good for it. Too good for Arsenal. But you wanted him at Spurs. Vanessa, I hear that, but you're being cheeky, you know. Cheeky. Oh, man. Bro, Lokonga's got elite mints. One thing I like about him, he doesn't hide, and you can tell Lokonga doesn't feed himself bullshit. Like, if you played shit, you played shit. If you played good, you play good. You're never as good as you think you are when things are going great. You're never as bad as you think you are when things are going wrong. You keep that balance in life, you might get somewhere, sort of thing, really and truly. Come on, it's all banter, man. I know. But on that topic, though, people, we've got about 12 minutes until my live stream on Twitch. So I'm going to get out of here and prepare everything, people. So yeah, hit the like button. Obviously, join me on Twitch. I'm going to be here with Redmond, James Redmond. That is, we're going to preview Arsenal versus Liverpool. He didn't have any time in his schedule to do it later. It is what it is. Yeah, he was captain. Sambi was captain. I'm wondering why there's a dislike. Listen, anyone who wants to dislike, as long as they're not doing it with malice, let them do what they're doing in it. We've had a good show. We're having good shows. We've been having good shows. We're gonna go have a great run on Twitch. We're gonna be back here tomorrow. So let's not waste our time with any of that was, man. You know, it's been fantastic being here. Time is flying. Time has flown, people. But yeah, man, I really need to go and pattern up the next live stream. So yeah, big up the Twitch gang. Those of you who joined me, who joined me on Twitch. You joined me on Twitch at 10 a.m. I appreciate it. Those of you who are going to join me now, I appreciate it. Those of you who support the Twitch gang, I appreciate it. One love to the YouTube ones. But yeah, man, we've been here for just over an hour. We've spoken about Smith-Rowe, Saka, Ramsdale. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, Kai. If you've been doing Mazas need to happen to you. Mendy's unfortunately been charged with two further counts of rape. I've offered my opinions on SMITH-ROWE and SAKA. We've covered Renato Sanches and Nketiah. RAMSDALE spoken. We've also seen comments and entertained ourselves with TOMIYASU, LOKONGA, and Theo Walcott's comments as well, man. So yeah, man, without that, it is what it is. I appreciate you lot's opinions and efforts, man. Without you lot, what's the point being here? And I appreciate it that you lot help DG Nation grow. We're moving closer towards 50k. You know, I don't know why, but the growth has kind of stopped. I don't know why, but we'll get there in it. So yeah, I appreciate you lot. You lot stay safe. Have a good day. You know, stay in good health. Move closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. Those of you supporting and following on Twitch, come and join me at 1 p.m. in it. But on that note, over and out, man. I'm out. I actually think one Football Manager video should be dropping in 10 minutes. So yeah.
You always use that active and defending.
I think it's like